champion of the world. Shout out to TD Sports. TD Sports. Let's go, chat.
What's good, YouTube? What is good? Hopefully all is well at everybody. This is your boy Thomas from the Bronx. I'm here with my co-host D Free. Just back here, just doing a quick live. Decided I want to do a birthday live. It is my birthday. I'm clout chasing myself. And I just wanted to come on and just, shoot the ish, a little bit. And speaking of Ishe, he may come on a little bit later, but as of right now, it's just me and D Free, and we're just going to cook on some boxing topics and sporting topics. There's a lot to talk about. Not sure how much we're going to get to talk about, but I just wanted to, get in here and do a live. So first and foremost, want to say what's up to D Free. How you doing, D Free?
Man, what's going on? What's going on? Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Get it? I'm catching up to you.
Hey, you didn't pass me. I'm still 25. I'm still 25.
Well, I'm 24 and a half. Real quick, let's see who's in the building. Real quick. Oh man, Mr. Shelton always coming through. Says like button smashed. Then you're in the chat, and then Shelton. Oh, good looks, Shelton, man, with the $10 super chat. Happy birthday, old Ming. Ming, I can't do it like he does. But I appreciate you, Mr. Shelton. Mr. Shelton always come through, always show support. I always appreciate Mr. Shelton. He's a bully at times, but he's really a good dude. See, you see what he does right here? He says, "How you doing?" That's an inside joke. It's an inside joke. Yeah, how you doing? He be sending me these videos of this guy. He's always like testing food and stuff like that, and in mixtures of foods and fast foods and stuff. And he's like, "How you doing?" And he says, "That's me." And he kind of sounds like me too. It's fucked up, but yeah. But good looks, good looks, Mr. Shelton. Shawalaya, how you doing? What's good? Thank you. I really appreciate that. Blessings on you, so that I really, really appreciate that. Today was a fun day. It was a good day. I had to go to work today, but I went to work today just because I knew I was going to take the day off tomorrow. So I could have chose to take it today off, but I'd rather take it tomorrow since I'm going to be off Thursday and Friday anyway. The job gives us Fridays off, and then the holiday Thursday. So I get a 5-day weekend. It's a big weekend this weekend, at least over here in the East Coast, in this area. We got the Shakur Stevenson fight in the Prudential Center in Newark. I will be going to that fight this Saturday. I'm going to try to go to the press conference tomorrow, see what I can, get, see if I can catch anybody, talk to anybody. So that's one of the other reasons why I kind of took tomorrow off, just to have that kind of open. Let's see how I wake up. I went to the Yankee game, just came back. They lost again. My 4th Yankee game this year, and they lost every single time. Like, I must be the mush. I am the mush. Anybody that's seen Bronx tell
you might have to stay at home.
I think I might have to get these tickets away. But 4 games, 4 losses. Today was a better game. They came back, but they lost by 1. Judge hit a home run. That's another game I went to, and Judge hit a home run at least. So at least I go and Judge hits home runs, but they're not winning the game. So, but it was a good time. Had fun. I took my daughter, and we had a good time. We had good seats. So we enjoyed ourselves. But it'd be nice if they would have won a game. So, well, what can you do? I'm not batting, so I can't do it. What can I do? I don't play baseball anymore. Not that I could have done anything, but I would have done better than DJ LeMahieu. He's terrible. This guy's batting less than like 180. That's so bad. And then they got this guy Trent Grisham, another bum. These guys are batting less than 200. Like why are you even on the team? Like that's terrible. Batting less than 200. But what can you do?
Yeah.
If they didn't have Judge, they'd be terrible. He's their whole offense. But
yeah.
So
that's why they paid him the big money.
That's why he's the captain. He's but they need other players. Soto's he's doing okay, but he's kind of like up and down. But besides them too, Volpe's in a slump. Giancarlo got hurt as usual. We know Giancarlo gets hurt every year. Gleyber Torres has been bad. He had a decent game today. Verdugo's been in a slump. Like they're just not hitting. They're not, So we'll see what happens. And they lost to the bum Reds. The Reds are not a good team, so it's kind of frustrating watching them lose to a team that's supposed to beat. But nevertheless, they'll probably win tomorrow and the next day because I won't be there. So that's how that goes. Yeah. So
Right.
D Free, what do you think? This week we got some good fights. Are you looking forward to any fight in particular this weekend?
Actually, I'm looking forward to the Oshaki Foster and Kasakiao fight. I think that's going to be the fight of the night because Kasakiao, he always come to fight. He's gonna push Oshaki Foster. I think Oshaki Foster is going to pull out a unanimous. I wouldn't be surprised if one or both of these guys hit the canvas. Because like I said, Kasakiao, he's gonna come to fight. He never backs down from anybody. Whether he's getting beat up or he's actually winning, he don't back down. And we already know Oshaki Foster. He's one of those diamonds in the rough that just haven't been found, and he doesn't get the exposure that I believe he deserved because he's a good fighter. He just doesn't have the machine behind him. So that's the fight that I'm looking forward to because I think that's going to be the fight of the night.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think this will be the fight of the night. But I think Oshaki's going to step it up a gear. Before I continue, I just want to say what's up to BVO. Oh, BVO just dropped off. Okay. Well, there he goes again. But I want to introduce BVO to the stage. What's going on, BVO?
Oh, happy birthday, Puerto Rico. How's it going, man?
What's good, BVO?
I appreciate that. Thank you, BVO. Appreciate you.
Salute to my man, the Puerto Rican Prince,
we was
man.
talking. We started off.
We
started off with this week's card, and we started off with Oshaki Foster against Robinson.
Hold on. I
thought you were
talking about my San Francisco Giants, man, doing good this year.
Are they doing good? I haven't seen, how they've been playing lately. I know my Yankees are not doing good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good news. Go Mets. Go Mets.
I can't even comment. It's just
go Mets.
What you said?
I said go Mets. When I'm in New York, go Mets.
Second team?
Yeah, the Mets.
Oh my God, I can't.
Anybody
anyway.
Anybody in the Spanish Bronx, man. Anybody other than y'all.
Then the Spanish. I'm done with you. But back to Oshaki Foster. I think Oshaki Foster. I think you're right. You was right what you were saying, D Free, about the machine being behind him. But I think he now has that machine. I think he's signed with Top Rank, and I believe this is the second fight with Top Rank. The first fight he got to main event. He fought Abraham Nova. He got to main event at the theater in the Garden, and now he's the co-main event on Shakur Stevenson. In the Shakur Stevenson fight, which is interesting. Co-main eventing, for Shakur Stevenson, a guy that he called out when Shakur was at 130. So it'd be interesting. Yeah. I really like Oshaki. I like Robinson Conceição. He's been kind of, the boxing establishment has not done him well, right? He had the first title fight with Oscar Valdez. I thought he won that fight. I thought he was robbed.
Yeah.
He lost that.
Yep.
Then he had the second opportunity against Shakur, and Shakur came in overweight. He made some bread off of that fight because I believe they paid him like a 2-pound or 3-pound penalty or something like that. But he came up short. So now he's got a third opportunity, and he looks to capitalize. The fight before last, he fought Navarrete. I believe he won more rounds than Navarrete, but Navarrete had the knockdown. So, I thought a draw was fair in the scoring. So, this guy's a worthy opponent, So I do agree with you. I think this may be the fight of the night as far as competitiveness.
Yeah.
What do you think, BVO? Oh, sorry about that.
No, he went on mute.
Okay, go ahead, D-Free. My bad.
But yeah, I don't I mean, if you look at the Keyshawn Davis fight, yeah, the guy's 30-2, but he's relatively unknown, and it should be a showcase fight for Keyshawn. Um, and then you look at the main event, Shakur supposed to come out here and beat this guy up. This is supposed to be a showcase fight for Shakur as well in his hometown. Supposed to be a showcase fight. We saw what happened when he was in a fight. He was in a fight with Martin Martin late. Now he gave Frank Martin late. Now he gave money. But Frank Martin dropped him late in that fight and ended up pulling it off. So I don't think either one of those fights are going to be real competitive, and I could be wrong. Both these guys' opponents could come in there and take it to them, but I expect them to beat up their opponents, and that's why I think the Robert Kasakiao and Oshaki Foster is going to be the fight of the night, because both of these guys are proven somewhat veterans. And they both been through wars. I mean, you look at Oshaki Foster, previous 2 fights, both of them was wars. And then you look at Robert Kasakio, last 3 fights, all 3 of those was wars.
Mhm.
So I think these guys are going to end up still in the fight. I mean, still in the show, and they're going to be the fight of the night.
I agree with you. I think so too. And I kind of feel bad for Conceição, just because he's, the boxing established it, right? The judges did him dirty. He could have been, at least a one-time, a champion already, and now he's got another opportunity. And this is another big showcase for Oshaki to come up in the East Coast, coming up from Texas, coming up to the East Coast again, and just building his fan base and build a following him, so I kind of like, what Top Rank is doing with Oshaki. I think this is good. I think, Oshaki wins this fight, I could see him getting another big fight after this. Maybe they bring him, let him fight at home his next fight. So I like this. The card, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think after this fight, I mean, should he get past Kasakio, they need to get him a unification fight. I mean, it took him a minute before he got a title fight, and now he didn't had 2 tough fights. This will be about to be the 3rd tough fight. He needs a unification fight. Let that man unify and see what he can do with another champion, because we know what he can do with tough opponents. Let's see what he can do with another champion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, these are nice 2 showcases, tough showcases, because Nova was tough. That was a close fight, and I think Shaki won legit. Some people thought that the fight was closer than what it was. It was close, but I think Oshaki ran away with the fight the last 3 or 4 rounds in that fight.
Right.
But we look at that division. Who are the other champions in that division? So Shaki's the what is he? The WBC champion?
Yeah, WBC.
Lamont Roach is a champion in that division.
Yep, Lamont Roach, and he just had a big win the other night. He got a knockout.
He stopped the Irish kid who I've seen,
and that was at
that was a good
Capital One Arena. So
that was a good win, because that guy was no pushover. That Irish kid, I've seen him fight twice, because he fights under 360. So I've been to the Caden Walsh fights that have been here, and they usually bring that kid McFearley or something, McFeargle. They usually bring him as the co-main event or like on the undercard. He's pretty crafty. So but Lamont Roach did what he had to do, and he punished him. He gave him a beatdown. So that was a quality win. I mean, some people may look at it like, oh, he fought some bum. Nah, that was a good win for Lamont Roach. So
I did hear some good news though about the Shakur fight.
Go ahead. Share it with us.
Oh, they're going to be passing out sleeping bags and pillows. So when you get to the main event, they're going to make sure.
Always BBO to brighten up the mood.
He's boring, man. He's horrible to watch, man. Like I said many times before, he fooled us in the Olympics. We thought we was going to get another great fighter. I thought he was a black fighter. And then he just came out with the Puerto Rican flag like Tommy, so he kind of shocked me with that. So. It's just one of them. Hold on, D-Free. Hold on, D-Free. I didn't interrupt you. Don't interrupt me because I'm black. But
boy, we can't hear you. You're breathing too hard.
No, well, I'm like Chad Johnson. I'm trying to be quiet. I got people in the house. But I'll say this though. I'll say this. Y'all just see one of Tommy and D Freeze Puerto Rican tricks, man. It's okay. But I'll say this, man. When it comes to Shakur, man, he needs a knockout if he want to get that Tank fight. Coach Kenny and a lot of people around Tank have been adamant they need a knockout for him to earn that Tank fight. So I hope he can knock him out. I hope maybe he can put some brass knuckles or some more under his gloves because he need a knockout.
Shout out,
he don't need a knockout to earn that. He don't need a knockout to earn a Tank fight. He just needs to win. He needs to win. Tank is going to pick him if he chooses to pick him. I keep
which
you,
I don't think he would pick him either way.
Coach Kenny and Coach Kenny and Coach Calvin don't make Tank Davis fight.
No, I'm not saying they do. Free. You see how Free trying to jump ahead of the gun. I didn't say he do. I just said
I didn't say you did say he did.
In order to build some excitement for the fight, we gotta get.
I don't care about nothing about the excitement for the fight. I just care about the fight getting here. If Tank Davis wants that fight, he's going to make the fight. But going back to what Thomas asked, the other champions that's at 130 is Neverati, some dude named Anthony Sincade or something like that, and Lamont Roach.
Lamont Roach, yeah.
And
that's it. I mean, that's it. It's the four champs,
those are the other.
I mean, there's some good contenders and there's some good fighters in that division. Real quick, let me just do a shout outs real quick. Quick, good looking out. Shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. Happy birthday, Thomas. I appreciate you. Let me just go through real quick. My boy Johnny Boy Boxing. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. He says Shakur is the best. Johnny Boy is related to Shakur. That's their cousins, and hopefully I see you tomorrow. Johnny Boy Boxing, he's a Shakur fan, but he's a straight up boxing fan as well. My man DP Rocker was good. Salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Who else is in here real quick? My man Skywalker Boxing was good. Skywalker. Happy birthday, Hermano. Thank you, Skywalker. Appreciate you.
He don't speak Spanish, Hermano.
I really hate you. But going back to what we were saying about the division, there's some quality opponents. Last week, that's going to bring me up to last week. Last week, there was a fight. We had Andre Cortez. He had a fight at home in Vegas. He fought Abraham Nova. I thought Nova won that fight, and I thought Nova was clearly robbed. Cortez came into that fight overweight. He struggled to make weight, and they still made the fight. He did not look good at all. He had a couple moments in the fight. His brother, who I believe is his trainer, he kept asking Stitch, what do you see? What do you see? And I just thought it was just a bad look overall, bad performance by him, bad performance in the corner. I mean, the fight was close, but I thought Abraham Nova won the fight. But that's two more fighters in that division. We've seen Abraham Nova fight Oshaki. Cortez is, he's an undefeated guy. He's a guy that got a lot of power. I do think he's better than what we saw last week. I think maybe the weight got to him. Maybe he didn't train right. Maybe he didn't take it serious. Who knows? I expect him to bounce back. He's a good fighter. I like him. I don't think he's trash. He just had a trash performance, right? So you got Albert Bell in that division. That's another guy that's pretty good. I wonder if Shoshaki wins this fight. I wonder what he does next. Does he unify or does he move up?
I think he has to move up because you can see that he's busting at the seams at 130. I don't think he can hold that weight much longer, and I would love to see him and Shakur. I think Keyshawn Davis, him and Keyshawn Davis should be the fight at 135, in my opinion.
That's a good fight. That's a real good fight.
I would love.
It's easy to make.
Yeah, I would love Oshaki versus Keyshawn Davis.
No, why not?
For what? Keyshawn don't have nothing to offer Oshaki. Oshaki is a champion. He needs to move up.
No, I'm talking about Oshaki if he goes up to 35 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I see what D3 is saying.
I don't care nothing about what you're saying. I'm saying Oshaki he's a champion at 130. He needs to move up and fight Shakur Stevenson for his belt. He's the WBC champion at 130. Shakur's the WBC champion at 135. Move up, fight Shakur. Why are you taking a step back by fighting somebody who's not a champion? You're a champion already.
Yeah, that's a
my
good point.
My thing is simple. I think Keyshawn will be a good fight, and it'll be a good fight where you can kind of get used to the division, and it's still a tough fight. So that's why I said Keyshawn, and then go run right into Shakur. But that's just my opinion.
That's a good fight, but that's pointless, because what you do is when you're a champion, you move up and challenge the next champion in the next division. You don't move up and fight somebody who's not a champion. Now that's good for somebody who's not a champion and is trying to move up to contend to be a champion. But if you are already a champion, the normal thing to do is to move up and become the mandatory for the champion in the next weight class. We very seldom have a champion in one weight class and move up and fight somebody who's not a champion. That's very seldom does that happen.
Well, Roberto Duran, before he moved up and fought Sugar Ray Leonard.
You keep bringing up Roberto Duran. We're not talking about 1978.
Hold on, let me
We're not talking about 1978.
Hold on, let me talk, man. Let me talk.
You keep talking about Roberto Duran every time we had these discussions.
Hold on. Hey, Thomas, man, get your boy, man. He jumping on me, man. Get your boy. But no, what I'm saying
Bring
is,
up Roberto Duran.
when you seen Roberto Duran, who was a champion, go up to 147, what did he do? He had a couple fights to get acclimated. Then he fought Sugar Ray Leonard. So what I'm just saying is he should probably get a couple fights at 135. I think a good fight for him would be Keyshawn Davis, a good way to get used to the division, and then go up and fight the Puerto Rican. That's just my opinion, man.
I see what you're saying, but I don't think at O'Shaquie Foster's where he's at now, I don't think he can do that. I don't think he can afford.
No, the man is 33. The man is 33 years old.
Keyshawn Davis is a tough fight too. That's not even like a tune-up.
Yeah.
Like, if you was to do that, maybe a tune-up, but not.
The reason I brought up Keyshawn is because O'Shaquie wants to fight tough fights, and I think that's a tough fight, and it's a good way to move up.
Yeah.
But
it's a tough
because
fight.
What boxing hasn't worked where people go fight champions right away in a very long time. That's not the case anymore in boxing. You may be talking about the old guard. They don't really do that. Guys take a couple tune-ups, then they take a tough fight. That's kind of how it goes now.
Yeah, but they don't do it. You hardly see that anymore.
For somebody that's young. That's good for somebody that's young.
Yeah.
O'Shaquie is 33 years old. He don't have time to waste. He's already a champion. Now he needs to get in championship fights. He don't have time to try to develop his skills. He's already developed as much as he's going to get. He don't have time to try to get acclimated. You're at that point where you need all of the big fights because you ain't got a certain amount of fights left in your career. You don't need to waste them on somebody who's a prospect that's moving up to contender. You don't need to waste it on that. You need to go straight to the guy who's the champion. You already a champion. Go straight to the guy that's a champion, because you go there and fight a prospect and you happen to lose to that prospect, you're not getting a championship fight. You already don't have a buzz like that behind your name. You're not getting a championship fight.
Well, this is what I'm saying. One of the things I would say about boxing is when I look back at the execution of Bernard Hopkins, one of the things I feel like they did, he started a little bit early, a little bit later in life, but they brought him into that Roy Jones fight way too early and he lost. So what I'm saying is sometimes it is better to kind of give guys a chance, because no matter what, time is going to pass no matter what. I'm just saying for his overall future, for him to be ready at 35, he'll probably need a couple of fights to get acclimated. That's all I'm saying.
No, I see what you're saying. I just think that I just think that
no, I was gonna say that's all fine and dandy, but Bernard Hopkins didn't. He was brought into the Roy Jones early in his career, but I mean, the man was still in his 20s when he fought Roy Jones. It wasn't like he was in his 30s. He was still in his 20s when he fought Roy Jones. This man the thing.
All I'm saying, Free, is how boxing has been working the last 15 years. Is a lot of these guys take a little softer touch instead of going right to the champion. That's all I'm saying.
Not when they're a champion and they ain't moving up. They don't. You talking about somebody who's just moving up in weight. We're not talking about a champion that's moving up in weight. Like I said, usually the champion that's moving up in weight, they usually go and become the mandatory for the next champion. They very seldom take a tune-up. Very seldom do you see that. They usually go straight for the next champion.
Especially nowadays. Nowadays, you don't see that anymore. You know, so I just think that at Oshaki's 30, by the way, but at his age and just him with Top Rank now and the way they moving him, I think his next fight would probably, in my opinion, I think he has to move up because in his last fight with Abraham Nova, it looked like he struggled to make the weight a little bit. Like I think he had to strip down to make weight, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he had to get a towel around him.
Yeah, I think he had to strip down. You know, let's see how he looks. You know, against a good opponent. He's not fighting no trash fighter. He's fighting a really good opponent. He's Olympian, right? I think Cesar was an Olympian as well.
Yeah,
you know, so let's see how he looks. And I would like to see him move up. I don't think there's anything more he can do at 130. If he wants to unify, that's great. But I think bigger fights is at 135, and he's under. You know, a lot of some of those guys are under Top Rank, so those fights are easy to be made. You know, I can understand fighting the Keyshawn Davis, but I think that's a tough fight, and I don't think he should take that fight. I think he should take, you know, maybe a bigger fight, you know, for a title or something like that. I think Shakur would be the fight to make if Shakur doesn't move to 140 after this fight, because who knows what Shakur's going to do.
And again, that's another guy who's busting at the seams at the weight class. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is this: the thing I've noticed from a lot of fighters, they're not going to do like Adrian Bronner. They're not going to step to the bigger man, because they've seen it doesn't always work. So what I'm saying, if you're watching boxing the last few years, the clues tell you these guys are going to take tune-ups and they're going to take fights that they know they can win to get acclimated to a new division. That's just how it works. You know, everybody's not Terrence Crawford. Everybody's not Terrence Crawford that's going to go fight Jeff Horn in Australia like that. Everybody's not like that. So I'm just trying to be realistic.
No, I understand. And I see your point, and I understand your point. I get it. I just don't think that guys do that anymore.
No, you're not. You're trying to troll. You're trying to get you giving that man a fight that does absolutely nothing for him.
So let me ask you this, D. Free. So what am I trolling about?
You giving that man a fight that has absolutely nothing for him to gain. Absolutely
so me saying he should get acclimated to the weight is trolling?
No, you saying him fighting Keyshawn. That absolutely does nothing for him. Does nothing for him.
Keyshawn's a big name. Listen, this is the thing. Keyshawn's a big name. If he could be the first one, because I thought Keyshawn looked outstanding.
It does nothing for him. It does nothing for him. If he goes in there and he beat Keyshawn, they're gonna say, "Well, Keyshawn's a prospect. He only got 10 fights."
Yeah, they say he's not ready. That's true. It's always
it does nothing for him.
Yeah,
that's nothing for him.
Yeah.
If he goes in there, he lose. Now you lost to a guy who's a prospect that only got 10 fights. Nothing. It's a lose-lose for him. It does nothing for him.
Well,
nothing at all.
It's a little confusing that's trolling, but okay.
Not to mention that Oshaki and Shakur Stevenson got history. Oshaki is on record for calling out Shakur. He was his mandatory at 130. Yeah, so he's been trying to fight Shakur for a couple of years now. He's been trying to fight Shakur for a couple of years.
Well, we know that fight's probably not going to happen because Shakur has made it clear he wants to fight Tank. And after that fight, I don't see him staying at 135 any longer, because if you've seen Shakur, he's busting at the seams. He's a big man, pause, for that division. He's 5'8", which is pretty big for that division. So he at some point is gonna have to go to 35 because he's just too big. When he was making 130, I was super surprised that he was making 130. So to see him making 135 was a little bit better.
He might go to 140.
It's a lot of question marks with Shakur. I mean,
I'm just giving you my opinion. I know you got the interest because he's Puerto Rican. He a Puerto Rican.
He might go to 140.
I'm just saying. I don't know what's in Shakur's future. What I'm basically saying is Shakur has shown that he looks like, he's a big guy, and I think at some point he's going to make his way up to 140 and probably finish his career around 147. I really do. I think that's 147 might be his name.
I don't know. I mean, that could be true. I don't know what's in Shakur's future, but I'm just saying the whole fact of Oshaki being though that he's at 130 and he's the champion at 130, it makes absolutely no sense for him to go up to 135 and fight Keyshawn. That makes absolutely no sense.
I just don't see Shakur fighting more than 2 fights.
I mean, he could put Shakur in there. He could put Shakur in a situation. He could put him in a situation where he either got to fight him or he got to drop the belt.
Yeah, but that's the thing, BVO, is that we don't know what Shakur is going to do, and that's another thing I want to talk about. Real quick, I added Sock and Clarence about to come up. Real quick, let me shout out Clarence in the chat.
What's going on, Sock?
Good evening. Happy birthday, Tom.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Sock. Okay,
thank you, Sock.
What's good, boys?
And what's good? What's good with you, Sock? What's good,
birthday, bro?
Clarence is on here as well. What's good? I mean, I'll open up the panel. Anybody could come up. Johnny Boy, if you want to come up, I put the link in the chat. You know, we're having open discussion. I figured we just, go on, have open discussion.
Hey, Sock, let me ask you a quick question, man.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
How's everything been going, man, as far as with trading Pistol Pete, man?
Well, we're not really together. Things just our schedules were conflicting, and he had a different. I don't even know what to say. Just it was just conflicting schedules. I wish him the best of luck coming up. When is it? Next week? This week coming up?
Yeah,
2 weeks.
No, the 13th. The 13th. July 13th.
July 13th. Yeah, we just couldn't get on the same page. So, we trained once, and just 2 ships passing in the night. So, hard feelings.
I seen Jalil Hackett, man, and I think Jalil Hackett might execute him. I mean, he looks in great shape.
Well, he does look in great shape, man. That is true. I've been seeing some of the videos, so he looks good.
I mean, there's a reason that Jalil Hackett's people took this fight, right? There's no, people. He's trying to make a name off of himself, off of a vet, a young vet. Pete. His age is one thing, but his mileage is another. But it's a credible fight. It's probably the biggest step up he's had. I hope Pete can pull up the upset, but it's going to be a tall task. We know who the A side is. We know who's the guy that they're trying to groom and build up. So, that's why they get it done in the ring, though, right?
The reason I asked you is because we didn't have so many fighters say how you get guys in excellent shape. So that's why I was hoping. Right. He's doing great. You got him in great shape.
Yeah. Look, I mean, he's a good athlete.
I always pull for my brothers from the Bronx to do well, man. Because New York is on fire.
You're such a liar, bro. I swear to God, you're such a liar, bro.
Well,
what's good, Johnny Boy? Johnny Boy, what's good? What's going on, Johnny? Thanks for coming through, bro.
You already know Shakur beating everybody. He beating Tank. He beating all your fighters, winning every round. Just remember that I said that, and we'll be there tomorrow to see Shakur in person.
Hey, Johnny Boy.
What's up?
You my brother, and I love you, man. But don't be drinking and driving, man, please.
Nah, I feel you. Yo, I'm telling you, man, he's Pernell Whitaker reborn. He's going to win every single round, man. Y'all all going to eat it. I'm telling you, all going to eat your own words. I'm telling you. I love Tank. Tank is an amazing fighter. It could go either way. It's a pick 'em fight. But 8 out of 10 times, a good boxer always beats a good puncher. Always remember that.
Hey, Johnny, is that boxing?
Yeah,
or is that
but the problem.
Is that boxing?
The problem is
boxing and what?
The problem
is he gonna box him or he gonna be on the track?
No, he gonna win by any means necessary. As long as he get the W, that's all that's gonna matter. I'm telling you, Tank gives up like 7-8 rounds. He gave it up to Frank Martin. That was a big mistake. If Frank would have stayed off those ropes and just stayed in the middle and just boxed, he could have survived. Man, tangle him up. He didn't try to hold. His boxing IQ wasn't there, but Frank's a pretty good fighter. He could beat everybody under there.
If I could say anything, Johnny, I would say, man, when you talk to him, man, please tell him to stop saying F the fans, man, because people are taking that real personal, man.
Nah, I agree with that. You can't do that because they the ones that pay. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what you said was absolutely correct. A good boxer beats a good puncher most times. The problem is Tank Davis is a good boxer and a good puncher.
I agree with you. He's not just a puncher. He's not just a puncher. I have to give him the credit. He has phenomenal speed as well. He's an excellent fighter. He knows how. He has the best timing, but he's waiting for 8 rounds, giving these fighters the chance. You don't want to do that with Shakur. Shakur will hold you and bore you to death. I agree. I agree with you. He'll bore you, but he's still gonna get the W at the end of the night. Fans can hate him. They hated Floyd for certain times where he was just boxing, even though I didn't think he held.
Johnny,
he was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Johnny, come on, you my brother, and I love you, man. Floyd was never boring at 147. Stop it.
No, not to us, to people that enjoy the sport, but these casuals that want to see the knockout. They want to see the knockout, and if Floyd doesn't get the knockout, they're disappointed. I don't agree. He fought brilliantly.
Floyd was kicking people's ass, man. He just.
I agree.
But I'll just say this: if I can say anything, man, please tell him do not say F the fans, because there has been a big sentiment. Especially, because YouTube is the biggest media coverage for boxing, but he got to stop saying F the fans, man. Please tell me.
I agree with you. They're the ones that pay the bills. They pay for the pay-per-view. You gotta keep them happy.
Yeah, tell him to blow some kisses or something after he beat Artem to death, man. Blow some kisses.
I know he better not look bad against Artem. I know that.
Nah, he gotta look good. He gotta look sensational. There's no hand injuries. He feels good right now. His camp is good. So far, so what he say.
You said he had a hand injury?
No, that was the last fight. Right now, he's okay. He's 100% healthy, so there shouldn't be any excuses. I was at the Oshino fight too. He needs to go for that knockout. Be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Real quick, before Clarence, thank you for coming up. I'm gonna get to Clarence, but Sock was speaking. I want to let Sock finish the points he was making real quick, and then we'll move over to Clarence. So.
No, I mean, I don't have anything else really to add about Dobson and Hackett. As far as Shakur, I think he's just a little too sensitive, right? I mean, he reads everything. He's just sensitive, and to keep it real, he feels like the odd man out. All his contemporaries are in these big fights, and he's the one kind of like the SpongeBob meme, right? He's looking out the window. He's seeing Ryan get the bag. He's seeing Tank get the bag. He's seeing Devin Haney get the bag, and Shakur's pounding the window like, "Hey, look at me! I'm the best one out there." But he fights in a style that nobody wants to see. That so he's great to us, to the guys that are a little smarter than the other people. But still, at the end of the day, the ones that paid tickets want to see a guy that's gonna perform in a way that's crowd pleasing, at least to a certain extent. So I think he's a little too sensitive, and he knows that time is ticking. How old is Shakur?
27. He just turned 27 like 2 days ago, I think.
Ooh, right.
Man.
Yep.
So
half his career is over. So
there's a lot of frustration in Shakur, and he's supposed to be the most avoided fight or whatever, but you have to make compromises, right? Yeah. I mean, and you got to meet people halfway. And I also don't believe that he's entirely happy with Top Rank, but that's on him too.
Well, that's my next thing. So, like, before I get to Clarence, but that's the next thing. I think maybe Clarence can lead with that or speak what he want to speak. But this has to be a big showcase for Shakur because he is a free agent after this fight. So,
well, Clarence, he's not going nowhere, man, because I hear Shakur talking with like a down south accent now. And to be honest with you, man, we know that Jay Prince only does business with Top Rank, so he's gonna be back with Top Rank. I can read the tea leaves, so to speak. So
I wonder how many people. I wonder how many paid tickets are going to be. The Prudential Center is a pretty big arena. I wonder at what capacity is going to be opened up to.
So far,
it was sold out.
No, they're not doing the top though. The top is closed. From what I saw on Ticketmaster when I saw it.
The top is.
But I want to get Clarence in here because it's late, and I want everybody to get to say their spiel. So
what's good, y'all? What's up, family?
What's going on, Clarence?
Hey, Clarence, what's up, my brother? See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we in the building tomorrow. It's definitely gonna be epic, man. I'm glad because it took a minute for me to get in the building, but we straightened out some things, so I'm in the building tomorrow.
That's what's up. So what do you think? What are you looking forward to the most in this in the fight? The Shakur fight, Oshaki, like anything on the card?
Nah, I'm looking forward to the whole card. Nothing in particular. I think Shakur knows for sure what he has to do. And as far as if he's gonna resign or not, I don't know, man. I can't say. It all depends on what he wants to do. If he looks at the Bud situation, then if I'm him, I'm not resigning. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then you got to look at the competition. He stays at 35. What's out there for him? I hate to say this because I kind of said this with Boots. If Shakur decides at any point that, hey, I don't want to stay at 35 and I want to go to 40, then Matchroom is the best place for him. If you look at who's over there at 40, if he stays at 35, then I mean, that's pretty much on him. I can't say where it is that he needs to go, but I'm just looking forward to Saturday night, man. I'm gonna be in the building with the missus, and we just gonna sit back and enjoy it. But I think Shakur knows what he has to do. What he doesn't need to do is keep apologizing for every time for a bad performance, because you can only keep doing that for so long. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Yeah.
have a bad performance and then apologize for it. Shit happens. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You can't please people. If you go out there and have 2 or 3 bad performances and the fans are gonna judge you, fuck them. Everybody can't be perfect. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But Saturday night, man, I think he knows what he has to do, and if he wants Tank, he knows what he got to do.
Yeah.
So we'll just sit back and see how it plays out Saturday.
Yeah, I agree with you to an extent. I just think that Shakur has to give us a little extra something this Saturday. I mean, he's been criticized heavy for his last fight, and something that Sock has told me many times, as far as boxing and sports, you're only as good as your last win, right? And his last performance was not a good performance. He won, but it wasn't, and that's what people are talking about. And I think him being a free agent, he's got to showcase. And he's got to put on a show, and he's got to try to stop this guy. If he doesn't stop him, he's got to be a little bit more aggressive, because you're not going to get the big fights. Tank is not going to fight him right now. Tank is looking to fight Loma, so he could forget about that. So who else is there for him? Unless he moves up to 140 and maybe tries to catch one of those guys at 140. Like you said, maybe get Matchroom. The Matchroom's got a few guys at 140.
Yeah.
We'll see. But one guy, I'm just going to bring up something, and you guys could cook. One thing I'm looking forward to Saturday is to be in person and see Abdullah Nelson. I want Abdullah
Mason.
Abdullah
Yeah.
Mason. I want to see the hype in person. I think he's really good, and I want to, now I've seen him on TV, and now to see him, he's not really fighting. It's just a little step up. It's a fight that he's supposed to win, but I'm looking forward to really seeing him in action, like up close. You know what I'm saying, and live, and feel the energy and see what he brings to the table as far as a crowd and stuff like that.
Hey,
He
Tommy,
comes
if you
from
get a
DVO's
chance,
neck of the woods.
if you get a chance, man, and salute to Abdullah Mason, man. His little brother Amir Mason, it looks like he might be the best one. Like,
Wow.
he got power in both hands, and I just was telling Coach Kenny about him. I think he might really be Amir Mason might be the one. Just like Emilio Vargas might be the one out of the Vargas boys. So
Yeah.
it's crazy how these young pups is really like boxing is a great place. I think about Emilio Vargas. You think about Abdullah Mason. That's a super fight in the making, man. One day that's gonna be a huge fight, man. We're gonna be talking about that like a Tank or Devin fight. I mean, like a Ryan or Tank fight at one day.
What weight does his brother fight? Because Mason's at 140. What is his?
He's at 130. Amir Mason's at 130. He's only had one pro fight though, so he's at 130.
Abdullah Mason is at 135.
Yeah.
135. Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
135.
I thought he was
Yeah,
at
he's at
140.
35.
Okay.
Amir's at 130.
Okay. My fault.
Yeah.
Thomas, what I meant to say too was, because you just said it, we all know that it's our little brother's pro debut, Keith Cologne. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Keith.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I just talked to his father. I just talked to his father yesterday. We had a great conversation, and he's super hype, and we dope, and so I'm definitely happy for Keith because the first time I talked to Keith was 2 years ago, when Shakur had a fight there, and I always asked him, what would it feel like to have your pro debut in the Prudential Center? He said, man, you know what? If that could happen, that would be amazing. And it's crazy. It's 2 years later and it's happening. So I'm definitely happy for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to he's definitely one of the ones that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, me too. I definitely want to see Keith. we had him on the show as well. Really good kid. His father's awesome. And
Yes.
he's a good bright kid. I mean,
Yeah.
he's book smart. And he can
Facts.
fight in the ring, man. I respect that a lot. To go in, to do the studies and to do the work in school, and then to go in and put on performances and fights, and always have to stay on weight, because when you're in the amateurs, you got to stay on weight every week, right?
That's
It's so it's it's a lot of hard work. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that as well.
Hey, Doc, while I got you on here,
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sock, when you heard Ryan talking to Ishe Smith that way, were you surprised at how that guy who was talking around before was babying Ryan, saying Ryan is a kid, you shouldn't judge him, Ishe? What do you think about a lot of us babying grown men? Is that good or bad for the sport? What do you think?
Well, I mean, look, once you're over 21, you're a man, right? I mean, you're old enough to do just about everything legally in this country. So, Ryan, not how can I put this? Ryan is immature, and like most males his age, right? But it's still not an excuse for behavior, right? Just because you're ignorant or just plain stupid, it's not an excuse to behave the way he does at times. I really didn't hear the back and forth. I caught a couple of clips, and him and Ishe got really personal. Ryan, I don't think look, Ryan has to own up for everything he does. Everything that comes out of his mouth. Even if he's under some sort of influence, alcohol or whatever it may be, it's still coming out of your mouth, right? And to answer your question, should we baby grown men? Absolutely not. You should all be held accountable. And at the end of the day, it's you are building up an image, and a reputation is the hardest thing to shake. And right now, Ryan Garcia's reputation is one that he's erratic. He's a hothead, and he's gonna have to live with that.
The reason I said talk is because I'm hearing a lot of people say 25, 26, 27-year-old men are kids. And I'm just wondering, like, where is that coming from? Because I think that's why we getting the kind of mix, because we keep having people say, oh, he got to turn a lot of time to do it. But I remember, like, people like me and you at 18 was still, hey, you got to get it done, dog. You got to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm just kind of figuring out, like,
I mean, everyone's different. It all depends. Some people grow up faster than others. When I was 18, I was probably closer to 16, to be honest with you. I was a kid, at 18. Look at Shakur Stevenson. He's swinging on girls in gas stations, right? So people make mistakes, right, when they're young. Is it an excuse?
Right.
No. Because if that's someone in our family, we're not going to be so lenient. So I mean, look, everyone grows up different. I think this generation, the problem with them is that at 18 we didn't have a platform that they have. Basically everyone's a celebrity now. Everything that we say is documented, and it's clout chasing going wrong, and that's part of the reason I think Ryan and guys like Shakur and Tank and they get caught up. And at 26, if you're making mistakes that you did at 18, hey, there's something wrong with you. I mean, Floyd Mayweather was, giving uppercuts to baby mamas and throwing away cell phones, right? And he got sat down for it, right? Mike Tyson. I mean, it goes on and on. Sugar Ray Leonard, gave Juanita a couple of uppercuts back in the day. I mean, it's been going on since the beginning of time, and it's, like I said, it's just that everyone's got a platform, and there's nothing on the low anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just my thought on it.
I think that's just the respect has just gone out the window. I think as time goes by, people just lose more and more respect. And that was the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems I had was what BVO was referring to, was that guy that was in cheerleading Ryan on and getting at Ishe. Like, who was that guy? Like nobody know who that guy was. He was saying like, oh, you're a has-been, you're this and that. I mean, who was that guy to tell a professional fighter, a former fighter that was, and a world champion at that, to tell him like, who are you? You're a has-been. You're a nobody. And like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and saying like, oh, but you know, Ryan's young and he could do that because you know he'll learn from his mistakes. Like, no, like like you're wrong. Like I thought that was the worst thing about it. And I think it made Ryan look bad because it shows, you know, who's Ryan, you know, the people that are around him. And
Right.
they enable him to be the way he is. Now, I like some of the things that Ryan said, not only because there was another one. There was another video that I saw him and another content creator called, you know, named Champside, who I follow and watch as well. And Champside was really good in that and how he spoke to him. And what I credit Ryan in saying is that even though, look, we all know Ryan's a knucklehead and he's got issues, but he was saying, you know, I didn't mean that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just joking around. I know, you know, I didn't really F your wife. I didn't really do that. I'm just saying that just to talk to, like he admitted to that. You know what I'm saying? So still it's disrespectful, but I kind of give him kind of a little bit credit for him coming out and saying like he knows that he was wrong for saying that, but it was his way of snapping back, you know, and you know, the guy needs help. The guy needs some,
you know, the scary thing is this, Tommy, you know, I'll just say this, and I'll leave this part alone.
Yeah.
The way he was telling Ishe, you know, invite him to his private parts. If you said it to somebody in the Bronx, man, you might get poked up, man.
You will.
I mean,
and mind you, this is in New
scary.
York. In New York, people got a quick habit to say SMD real quick. You know,
but it's not about where
especially girls.
It's not about where you're from. At the end of the day, I don't care if you're from New York or Ohio. You know what I'm saying? The rules are the same all over the world.
Yeah.
When you talking like that, you're gonna get dealt with. And I want to clear something up too, because we're gonna stop taking shots at people who are young, because I know 55 or 60-year-old men that's real bitches in real life that they act just as bad as somebody in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
People in their 20s have to learn, but the problem is we don't have no real OGs. Our OGs are walking around with do-rags on their head, pants off their ass. They riding scooters in the streets, and they still talking to girls who's young enough to be their daughters.
Right.
That's the problem we got. So if you know what I'm saying, just because somebody's in their 20s, oh man, there's something wrong with them. Yeah, they still got to learn, but you old ass people need to get y'all shit together too. Until y'all do that, y'all can't talk about dudes in their 20s, because y'all have to fix y'all lives. And for some of y'all got one more summer before y'all collect y'all senior citizen check. So at the end of the day, y'all can't say nothing.
Yeah.
Where's Ryan's father? Where's Ryan's father?
Yeah, where's his family in general?
His father. I mean, his father's there for the press conferences. I mean, aren't you embarrassed?
I seen that dude at the Devin and Ryan joint, and let me tell you something. I walked up on him. I forgot who was interviewing him, and when I heard some of the stuff he was saying in the interview, I was like, "Yo, I'm not getting this on camera. This is crazy."
We got to remember that. You got to remember when you look at Henry Garcia, or you look at Teofimo Lopez Sr., these guys have made it their business to be friends with their children. And when you're a friend to your children, not saying that you have to be a hard ass, but you're not there to be your child's friend. And when your child's friend, you really cripple them, because at the end of the day, we have a problem where people can't take constructive criticism at all. And that's why you see boxing is suffering, NBA basketball suffering, football suffering. It's because the kids get no constructive criticism. Everybody says they're great. Everyone says they're doing a good job. So the product is going to suffer. And I'm telling you, especially in our sport, we got these endless amateur fights. These guys are getting the little bit of money, they're getting notoriety, and they're not working on their fundamentals. And like their feet is trash. Like I look at Jermaine Ortiz. When we seen Jermaine Ortiz in 2015, I thought he was going to be something special. But guess what? He really has not gotten any better, because who is pushing him to be as great as he can be? So that's what I mean when I say like the overall product of men that we putting out has just been trash. And the reason I talked to my brother Sock, or I talked to my Muslim brother Clarence, or Puerto Rican Thomas, is because I think we all got a good gauge on seeing how the deterioration of the man is really destroying a lot of things. That's why I brought that up.
Well, I mean, do the parents want to upset the meal ticket? I mean, that's another thing. You know, I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure Mr. Garcia, you know, has a house that's paid for, hopefully, you know, with no mortgage payments, right? As you know, and it's a big credit to Ryan and even what's his name, crazy Danny Garcia's father, right? You know, but I think it's a little different though. I think there seems to be like a genuine respect. Like Danny, if my son turned out to be Danny Garcia, I'd sign up for it right now because
sure.
you know you never hear him get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know
That's a good point.
he's made good money, and more importantly, he has most of his money.
Yeah.
You know, he's married to a dime, right? You know, and he's I don't care. Yeah, that's a compliment.
You're pretty cold. Oh,
You know, and so I don't know. It's just like you said. Some parents do want to be their kids' friends, but to me, it's just an embarrassment. You know, there's a fine line. You know, even I mean, Devin Haney's father. You know, he says stuff that's crazy, but Devin himself, other than one or two comments, he's pretty level-headed. You know, to me, it's just an embarrassment. You know, because it's like you know, we talk about there are no OGs, but
I mean, it's a lot of little league dads. Like, I mean, and
right.
I say that being an expert at that because I coached little league for years, and you see a lot of little league dads. I umpired games for years, and you see that, and that's what we have in the sport of boxing. The good fighters, the notable fighters, they have dads that kind of represent them most of the time, whether it's good or bad, you know. And I like that you brought up, you know, crazy Danny Garcia's father because he was a, you know, like a shit show. But Danny Garcia turned out fine, you know. And now we have guys. We have Tio, we have Haney, we have I'm missing one, Ryan Garcia. I mean,
Benavidez' father is also wild too.
Yeah, Benavidez' father is a little bit. Yeah, he's a little crazy too. So you know.
Yeah. And I get it, you know, but
I mean, me personally, I think if a lot of the times these fathers are better off being managers than trainers. It's just the fathers want to be hand on with everything. Now you have some good fathers that's good trainers like Bozy Ennis, Mr. Gary Russell Sr. You had Roy Jones Sr.
Shane Mosley Sr.
That's
Floyd Mayweather Sr. You have a few of them that was good trainers, but a lot of them they want to be a trainer, but they really don't know how to train a fighter. They learn in the same way their kid is learning. So better for them to be a manager than to be a trainer because they probably could manage their kid's career better than they could train them. But a lot of them don't want nobody else getting the money. They want all the money to stay in the house.
Right. That's what it is. The 10%.
So how do y'all feel about Fernando Vargas?
That's different.
I think Fernando Vargas is great for his kids.
He was a fighter. Yeah, he was a fighter. Right. He knows all the ins and outs.
Yeah, he's a former fighter. So a lot of times those fathers that was former fighters, those are the ones that actually are decent trainers. It's the ones that never been in the sport before. They got in the sport with their kid. Those are the ones that really don't know how to train. They do an okay job, but they don't know how to take their kid to the next level. It just so happened that their kid is talented enough to be able to go to the next level. But when you listen to the instructions, you be like, okay, why did he say that? Why did he say that?
Sure.
If you listen to
Tio's dad, he's saying crazy stuff.
You listen to Tio's father, you like, what is he talking about?
He is nuts. He gives the opposite of what you should do.
Yeah.
Yo, I knew he was crazy when they spoke about the Devin fight, and he said the first time he said, "We'll take $4 million," and then turned around, "We take $10 million," and then when he said 20, I said, "Come on, man, what the fuck is wrong with this dude, man?"
Speaking of Tio, what do you guys think of his performance this past weekend? We didn't get to talk about that.
Well, I'll put my mic on mute for that one.
Anybody want to lead off?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Tio had a horrible performance. He had great moments in the fight, but his overall performance was horrible. That man stayed on the ropes the entire time. Now, granted, the fighter was coming forward, but Tio supposedly be this great fighter on the back foot. He fights better when he's on the back foot. I didn't see that in this fight. This guy he faced had 7 losses, and he was knocked out twice. I seen Tio stun him one time. I'm like, okay, Tio, you where's the power? Where's the boxing ability that you're supposed to have? Where's the power you supposed to have? This guy has been knocked out twice. You got 7 losses. This was supposed to be a showcase fight for you. Because I mean, as far as I know, nobody's heard of Steve Claggett. Nobody's heard of him.
Well, real quick, so and we're gonna get to that because I was gonna mention not only BVO, we have 2 big Tio fans on the panel. Socrates is a big Tio fan as well. So I want to hear what Sock and BVO have to say about Tio's performance, what they think.
I mean, honestly, I didn't watch the fight, and it's today's what, Tuesday. If I wanted to, I could have. I mean, was it worth my time? No, and he hasn't looked great in a long time. Like as far as his knockouts, right? I mean, it seems like he left it at 135, and it doesn't seem like he's ever coming back. Because the guys that he's going to fight are only going to be bigger, and if you can't knock out these guys, then I don't think it's ever going to happen again. I was a big Teofimo Lopez fan. I was I was on the bandwagon. I was in the front row. I wasn't like Rosa Parks. I was in front. And honest, he's been such a disappointment. When he lost to George Kambosos, who I hope he looks himself every day in the mirror when he's shaving, and he cuts himself on purpose, knowing that he lost to a bum like George Kambosos. And I say that respectfully. I think I'm giving too much credit to bums.
Damn.
So I think he peaked. I think Teofimo has peaked. I don't think that a guy that basically trains himself, just because you look great, doesn't mean that you're going to perform great. And from all accounts, people are saying the same thing with what was just said before, that it was a disappointing performance. And I think I was at a wedding, and I was telling Tom I was more interested in the Bam Rodriguez fight more than anything. I could care less. Fighting Claggett. Wake me up when he fights somebody good. Yeah, he
was fighting a guy that was tailor made for him.
Tailor made.
And he didn't look as good as he was supposed to look. And that's why I want to hear your thoughts. I mean, Tio hasn't looked good since the Josh Taylor fight, but Josh Taylor hasn't looked good since I don't know when. It's been a minute, and he's
the Catterall fight.
The Catterall fight, the first Catterall fight, he didn't look good. Catterall won that.
Yeah, that was the decline.
That was the worst robbery of the year.
Yeah,
Josh Taylor hasn't looked good since Jose Ramirez when he won undisputed. After that,
right.
Yes.
The entire skill that he had, his persona that he had, went out the window when he won that undisputed championship. He's looked horrible ever since.
Yeah, and Tio, that was Tio's best performance, and Tio's not look good. He's he complained about the dance partner. That people are running. When he fought Sandor Martin and then he fought Jermaine Ortiz, then he gets a guy that's right in front of him that was coming to him the entire night. And he didn't do anything. So I'm just, and now he wants to move up. He wants to move up to 147. He can't stop guys at 140. I mean, what is he going to do at 147? Who's going to beat? There's Brian Norman, Boots. Like, who can he beat? Barrios? I mean,
stop it, Thomas.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Stop it, Thomas.
Tio. Sorry, I call BBO Tio, but BBO, you got anything to say about your guy Tio? Because you're a big Tio fan.
No, I'm a supporter of Tio. He got some work to do. because he looked like the Muppets character with his eyes, swole up like that. His defense has to get better.
He did look like a Muppets character. That's
and
good.
if you think about it, Steve Claggett landed 80 jabs on T.O. 80 jabs. When you land them kind of jabs, man, Tank will put you to bed. So he got some work to do. But we know T.O. just got to get back in the lab, man. We seen him doing the Fortnite bat flipping, but he need to do some protecting his face, man. Because Steve Claggett hit the man with 80 jabs connected. That's connected. That was just, to me, was a horrible performance in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he peaked. I don't think he's ever going to change. I think he is what he is at this point. I think mental. I think he's too stubborn, and too loyal to his dad.
Yeah.
Yep. And if T.O. goes to 147, that might be the time when we see T.O. take a dirt nap. I think he's going to go to sleep. I think he's going to get killed. I think
so too.
And is going to retire at 47. I think he's going to he's going to get especially if he gets in the ring with Jerome Business. He gets in the ring with Jerome Business. This man will not.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, D3.
Like Brian Norman Jr. ain't up there too.
He will not fight ever again if he gets in the ring with Jerome Business. That man will not fight ever again.
What did you just say, BBO? Did you say that he beats Brian Norman Jr.?
Yeah, I think he beats Brian Norman Jr. to death.
Whoa.
That's a good fight. And the reason I say that is because I know Brian Norman Jr. will come to T.O. And when you come to T.O., that's what he's special on that back foot. That's an easy fight. Brian Norman Jr. is tailor-made for him.
Just like Claggett was tailor-made for him. Claggett was tailor-made for him, too.
Claggett walked in a straight line the entire fight. And we saw what Claggett did.
And Brian Norman Jr. has much more power than Claggett. Or Claggett, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, Claggett. If Steve Claggett could do that to T.O., what you think Brian Norman Jr. going to do? I think Brian Norman Jr. kills Steve Claggett. I think he kills him.
You know what I found interesting? The post fight, his comments. His comments, he told you that he had a bad performance. He said something to the effect like, "Oh, God's plan, maybe he made me look bad so that maybe people will want to fight me." Like he said something to that effect.
He always says something.
Huh?
He always says something crazy after.
Yeah, he did say something like that, right? Yeah, he said something like, "God has a plan that maybe he made me look this way so that now people won't duck me and they'll want to fight me because people don't want to fight me. So maybe they made me look bad so I could look beatable." He said something like that. And I was like, this guy's a clown. He's basically telling you he had a crap performance. But I don't know if anybody peeped that.
I would have told that man, do not blame God for your imperfection. You
Only D3. Only D3, yo. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Anybody else got anything they want to say about that? I mean, I wanted to bring it up because that was last weekend, but I mean, we didn't. You know what we didn't bring up was Sock. Was talking about the Bam Rodriguez fight.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That was a good fight. I mean, it was a good fight, but a better performance by Bam Rodriguez.
Where was you, D3? Where was you D3 when Bam Bam did that to that man? That man needed to be arrested for what he did. Bam Bam should be in jail right now.
I told y'all what it was going to be like. I said the dude is a crafty veteran. It's going to be a good fight. If Bam Rodriguez ain't on his guard, it could be a long night for Bam Rodriguez. Both of them hit the canvas, but that body shot that Bam hit him late in the round, oh my God. I think he's still trying to use the bathroom.
Nah, that was a great performance. The only problem I had with that fight were the scorecards. I don't know if you guys know what the scorecards were. One judge had Bam losing, one judge had it a draw, and then one judge had Bam winning. They had they had it a majority draw at the point of the stoppage.
I can see it because it was back and forth. It was back and forth. I think Bam had the better rounds. I think he had the better rounds. But I didn't watch the whole fight because I was watching the Tio fight. I was so at odd at the performance that Tio was having. I forgot about the Bam Rodriguez fight because we was doing a live commentator on Tio, and I didn't forget all about Bam Rodriguez. I was watching both of them, but then I forgot about it. I was like, oh my god, the dude looked horrible. So, but. It was back and forth. Like I said, both of them hit the ground. Both of them hit the canvas.
But here's this. In my opinion, when Bam got dropped, which is supposed to be a 10-8 round, I thought Bam won that round besides getting dropped. I thought that should have been a 10-9 round.
I was about to say that. What happened was Bam was winning that round. He was winning that round. Then he got dropped. I was like, oh, dang, I might have lost the round for Bam. But then he got back up and started winning the round again.
Yes.
So me personally, I gave it a 9-9 round.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying the scorecards to me were a joke. You know, it was a competitive fight. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a wash. I think it was a competitive fight, but I think it was just so impressive of what Bam did.
I'm going to tell you right now.
He gets credit for beating a really good opponent. Like, he scored a big-time champion.
That was the more impressive fight the entire night from all of the fight cards. That fight right there was better than all of the rest of the fight cards because the one Emilion was in there with, I said he was going to start. I said it on the live with BVO. I said, if this fight goes past 2.5 minutes, I'm disappointed. He stopped that man in a minute and a half. And then the other fight, I forgot who it was that was fighting. And I was like, okay, this shit is just horrible. And we was trying to hurry up and get the fight over with. But Bam Rodriguez and I keep forgetting his opponent's name. But that
Estrada?
was the best fight. Yeah, Estrada. That was the best fight the entire night.
Yeah. No, Bam is special, man. I mean, when you start listing pound for pound, eventually you're going to get to him. I would say anywhere between 5 and 6. I think he's that good. And a dream fight. I mean, I don't know if it could ever happen. But him and Inoue, if they could meet somehow.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Sock.
Sock. I mean, Bam is 15.
That's what they're talking about. But that's two weight classes, right?
Oh, Sock.
Quiet as it kept. Bam Rodriguez already on my pound for pound. Quiet as it kept.
Yeah. Listen, if they could get that fight made at 22.
I so. Yeah.
I mean, 115, 118. I mean, that's a burrito away, right? He can make 118. I think easily and still carry his power. And if
all you gotta do is eat a hamburger. He had 118.
Yeah. A couple of enchiladas is a burrito away.
He said burrito away.
He's a burrito away. If we could get what's his name, the monster to lay off some Sapporos, maybe drink some light Sapporos, keep it at 22. Let's get it popping, man. That's a great fight, which is more realistic than the clowns that talk about Inoue going up to 35 to fight fucking Tank Davis. I mean,
you're missing one guy.
That's just the. Who, Nakatani?
Right now.
Your guy. We want to say the monster for your guy from Brownsville. That's who he's saving.
Oh yeah, Inoue was there at the fight at the Garden, right? He was there to see shoot. I got an interview, not an interview because he don't talk English, but I was there with Inoue. You was there, TD?
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah.
I don't think that fight happens at all because it doesn't do it doesn't do anything for Inoue, right? I mean,
well, he came all the way from Japan just to be at the Garden. He came strictly for shoot. As soon as that fight ended, he left. He left right after that. He had to come, I know, but he didn't have to go to New York. I know he was here.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice narrative, but he got
for the awards.
He got a free meal. Yeah,
but he came straight to the fight and left right after shoot. He let everybody know I'm here.
He didn't miss much because the man desires. He did the right thing. I would have done the same thing if I wasn't with Tom that night. Because Vander put the building to sleep.
Yeah, but he didn't know that prior to that. He, as soon as the fight, he should have stayed for the main event, and then that's a top ranked fighter, one of his stablemates. He just left as soon as he saw Shushu.
Sock is very critical of Xander. So
I'm just calling it how it is.
He's young. He's 21. He's still young.
Yes, he is. He is. But
saw that fight Saturday and commenced to eating bowls of rice. He's like, I am not going back down to 118. I'm moving up. I'm not.
He went to the all-you-can-eat sushi spot. Yeah.
Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit on here. I swear, y'all. Now I don't even know why I came up here with y'all. Y'all ain't shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Mouse Anyway fight Bomb, I'm not confident that Mouse Anyway walks away from that fight.
Listen, I mean, he got dropped by Nuri, right? And Nuri's not a huge puncher, you know. So, and how old is Inoue? Inoue is 30 already, right?
31.
He's like 30, 31. Yeah.
Right?
That's the prime years. The prime.
Wow,
I wonder if they try to get one last payday out of Donaire and put him in against Bam. Hey, money talks. Money talks.
Hey,
money
I'm gonna tell you
talks.
right now. Nonito said he might be fighting again. He said he might be fighting again. He was on a live a couple of weeks ago. He said he might be fighting again.
No, to fight Bam. To fight Bam.
Fight Bam?
Yeah.
That's
fight Bam. That's what I meant. One last payday.
I don't know if it's Bam, but he said he might be fighting again.
Hey, D-Free, you gotta talk to Rachel and tell her don't let that happen to that man. Don't let that happen to
Rachel, if it happens, it's because of Rachel. She's the manager. So if it happens,
that's why I said you gotta talk to Rachel. Nah, it can't go down like that.
I can't tell her what to do. That's her husband. That's her husband.
Hey.
She sleep with that man every night. I can't tell her what to do.
I do not want to see that man eyes shut, closed, and got to get fed like Pacquiao after the Ugas fight. I don't want to see that.
Wait till that new Burberry catalog come out.
What you said?
When those Burberry spring 2025 come out, yeah, she's gonna think about that. All right.
I got the one-liners today, man.
Y'all ain't shit today. I swear to man. Don't say nothing to me when y'all see me tomorrow. Y'all ain't shit.
By the way, Ishe did hit me up. He said his mad. He needed to take care of something last minute. So I'll try to get him off for Friday because I wanted him to touch up on the Ryan situation. What his thoughts were. I mean, I know what his thoughts are, but I wanted him to kind of air it out here and speak about it. Maybe and I wanted to see if he knew who that guy was.
Ryan need to call himself into a hole and sit there for a year. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
Crawl into a hole, just sit there for a year. Get rid of your internet. Get rid of all your social media. Just sit there in the hole for a year, and then when you come back, start fresh. Let everybody forget about you, and then start off fresh.
Yeah.
I forgot about his ass already.
Yeah.
I saw him at that poker game with Jimmy Butler. He looked like he was like 180 pounds at least.
Yeah.
Hey,
he don't have any abs anymore. The abs gone.
Y'all should have seen him when he walked in Gleason's for the media workout. When he walked in there, I was like, yo, something ain't right. When he came in there and took his shirt off, and I looked at him, I said, shit, 140 pounds my ass.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah.
Gleason's, he was big. He looked big. In the Empire State Building, when we seen him, he was big, remember?
Yeah, man. I said 140 pounds my ass. He ain't no fucking 140 pounds. No way in hell.
This guy's Mike. This guy's snoring like crazy over here.
Everybody thought Tank was tripping by putting him in a rehydration clause. Now y'all understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand why. But after seeing him in Gleason's, I was like, yeah, I get it. But
Ryan hasn't made weight for he hasn't made 140 or 135 in 3 straight fights now. Because the fight before this,
four fights consistently. He has not been at 140 in 4 fights. He supposedly had been at 140 when he came back. He has not been at 140 for consistently 4 fights.
Yeah.
That man had 3 fights at 143 and 1 fight at 136 up to 146.
Something. Yeah. The
when
fight
he fought
before Devin.
Duarte, was he overweight?
Duarte?
No, Duarte. Yeah, he
Duarte
fought
fight.
the catch weight. Yeah, they fought at the catch weight or something like that.
143.
Yeah.
He fought. He was supposed to be at 140. He ended up.
Yeah.
They end up paying Fortuna some extra money and changed the weight to 143 because he couldn't make the weight.
No,
he
not
belonged.
Fortuna, the Duarte. Oh, Fortuna, he came in weight.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That Fortuna fight.
Yeah,
No?
Fortuna. I think he came in weight. He came in on weight for Fortuna. It was the Duarte fight that they fought the catch weight.
Actually, he didn't come in on weight because the Fortuna fight was supposed to be at 35. He ended up fighting him at 139.
Yeah, right.
At 139.
Yeah.
He supposed to be at 135.
Yeah.
He's not disciplined. He don't belong there. He belong at 147, but Boots is gonna smoke him.
Who the fuck is this?
He was supposed to fight Fortuna. Fortuna has never fought.
Homeboy. That's. Are we watching the Shakur fight already? I hear somebody snoring.
Yo,
Jesus
what's up?
Christ.
Get some sleep, man. Get some sleep.
I'm not doing this with Sock tonight. I'm not.
I just muted his mic. Yo,
I'm
BBO,
not
wake
doing
up.
Get some sleep, man.
He's warming up for Shakur on Saturday.
Wow.
BBO,
okay.
get your ass up, BBO.
Yeah, he's done. Listen, I'm about to close it up. This was good, man. I like
Thomas. Listen, tomorrow. What time are you leaving out, brother, so we can meet up?
Just hit me up in the morning. I feel like I should leave here around a little bit after 10, so I could get to the city by 11, and then.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop in the barbershop. I got my appointment at 9:40. To hit the barber at 9:40, and then after that, I'll walk out. It shouldn't take him long though.
But it's at 12, right? It's at 12, right?
I think it's at 1 or wait,
at 1.
No, I got an email or something. I mean, I got something. They told me it was 12 for the press, and then I think 1 for the fans or something like that. Yeah. There's an open thing out there. I could have swore. I'm gonna check it, but
they got to do the press in the media workout.
Yeah, we got to be there.
Oh, so 12 o'clock. I got it here from Gabriel Rivas. So
it's always better to be early anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take that long to get there anyway. So that's even with me going to the barber at 9:40 in the morning, I still make it. It don't take that long.
Hey, Clark.
Just hustle. You don't want to meet him.
What time you leaving, Johnny?
I'll meet you guys over there. I'm gonna be there probably like I don't know. I gotta run an errand, and I'm probably like 10:30.
I gotta meet Keith.
I'll
Keith
see
anyway.
See how I get up in the morning.
Just call me or hit me, text me, whatever.
I'm gonna hit y'all online, and as soon as I get up, I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, no doubt.
Just hit me, Clarence.
Nah, I got you. I'm gonna hit you though. I gotta go to sleep though, because I definitely have
get
to get
some
up
rest.
In the
morning. Yeah, we got a big morning tomorrow.
It's gonna be a long day tomorrow.
Salute, fellas. Thanks for having me on, Thomas.
Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Hold on. What happened, D-Free?
Yeah.
I'll see you long.
Make sure you get to the barber. Make sure you get to the barbershop at 9 o'clock with your big ass head. It's gonna take about an hour.
Clarence, don't let him talk to you like that.
D-Free, do me a favor. I hope when you go to the bathroom tonight to wash your face, I hope your fucking beard falls off.
You got that Fat Joe beard?
He got a fat.
You got the Fat Joe beard?
Before the meeting, it'll be back before the meeting Greek. Don't worry about it.
Look, brothers, I love y'all, man. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get up in the morning.
One love, man. Peace out, guys.
All right, Johnny. Sock, thank you for coming through.
Morning.
We doing something Friday?
Friday. What's Friday? The 5th.
Friday is the Yankees Red Sox.
That's right. Are you going to that?
I asked you if you wanted to go. You still haven't responded.
But are you going?
No, I'm not going.
Okay.
Crazy.
He's a Red Sox fan. Sock is a Red Sox fan.
I am. Big
Oh, yeah?
He's a Celtics fan. He already saw the Celtics. He's a Red Sox fan too. So, we'll talk tomorrow if anything. But,
All right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. All the best, fellas.
Yeah, Thomas, happy birthday to you again, man. Shout out.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. D3,
You
I
already
appreciate
know,
you.
bro.
for coming
Be
through.
free. Be safe out in them streets. Johnny too cool. Peace.
That's it, brothers. Peace out. See ya.
All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and then
morning, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm about to close this live. Appreciate everybody that came
peace.
through. Yeah. Sock just bounced. Yeah.
You already know, Thomas. Peace out, man. Hit me. Hit me in the morning.
Yeah. No, definitely for sure. I got you in the morning as soon as But let me end it. All right, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody that came through. Have a good night.
Tell me which champ of the world. Shout out to TD Sports. TD Sports. Let's go, chat.